Yeah, my name is Douglas Mpondi. I teach at Columbus State Community College. I'm also an alumni of the African Studies program here at Ohio University, so I'm not new here. I'm always here during this sports symposium every year. My paper is looking at sport culture and the Vuvuzela in South Africa in June 2010. There has been a controversy that this plastic instrument is making a lot of noise for players, for TV and radio commentators. So there was a call to ban this instrument. But the argument is this is an African World Cup. There is no point in trying to Europeanize an African World Cup. South Africa is hosting the World Cup, and it is within its own responsibility to know how to celebrate this. The 2010 World Cup is not only an African event, it's a global cultural phenomenon. It is the time for Africa to show the world the positive side of Africa. There have been so many negative stories about Africa in general. So I think June 2010, as it has been mentioned, is Africa's calling. It is the time to show the world that Africa can do something. So for the Western audience and Western media to say that they should not use this instrument, I think it's not a big deal. It's an event because this is an African World Cup, and the Vuvuzela is part and parcel of South African football culture. So it cannot just be stopped because there is a World Cup in South Africa. We've had so many World Cup events in Germany, in Italy, in Spain, in Mexico. With all those noises, nobody complained. They've also given us European coaches to lead the African teams. Why are they not saying these coaches should not lead our teams? So it looks like they are very selective in what they want to listen to, in what Africa should do. But I don't think it's the time for the Western media and the Western audience to say South Africa should celebrate this World Cup in a certain way. Even the FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, reiterated that this is an African World Cup, so let Africa do whatever it wants to do. You don't have to tell them what to do. A lot of money has also been invested in preparing for this tournament. So the issue of the Vuvuzela, I think it's a very small issue that only the organizers who are South African and African can also determine. I think there is this Afrophobia that Africa is not able to hold an event of such magnitude. But give them the chance. Everything is on course. But now they are talking about little things that even the Western audience might not hear the commentators because of this noisy Vuvuzela. I don't think it's a fair criticism of this African World Cup. And it is also the first time that Africa is holding this event since 1930, when the first World Cup was held in Uruguay. So I think it's in order that Africa celebrate in its own way. You know, there have been negative stories about Africa, about people living with animals. So I don't see why they should be so much worried about this plastic instrument. But you can sense this fear that even there was this idea that if South Africa cannot host, then countries like Australia are ready to chip in. But even the president, Sepp Blatter, said Plan B is South Africa. Plan C in case of a natural disaster. So come June 2010, it's in South Africa. And the Vuvuzela will be blowing, and it will be a festival. I think removing the Vuvuzela from the World Cup will make it very dull. Because if you go to South African games, whether it's Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs, the big teams, the first thing you see are the fans with these Vuvuzelas. So I think what I'm saying is removing the Vuvuzela from the World Cup is trying to Europeanize the World Cup. This is an African event. Like I said earlier, that we're also talking about how the African game is dominated by Europeans. especially in African soccer managers. He's here, he was talking about that. And then they are saying such a little instrument like the vuvuzela should go away from this. I don't think it's a fair criticism. So I think that they should be able to recognize that our cultures are different. So if you are a visit, I don't think we have to tell the host what to do. So this is Africa hosting, it's Africa's calling. So let's give South Africa the chance to showcase what it can do to the world. Thank you.